Right, hello guys. Welcome to a special race tonight. We've got a sort of head-to-head between two leagues. We've got a FGR versus PRF1. Obviously, my usual Friday night commentary. PRF1. Um, as a sort of social race where they're coming together. The 10 drivers from each league, and there's going to be one driver from each league in each car on realistic performance. So it is a bit of fun. It's not, it's not like a serious sort of esports sort of competitive thing. But so it's just a bit of fun. But it's been a long time coming, and the guys have worked hard to get this sorted and put up together. So thank you to them. And just hope everybody turns up and we can have a good race. Track was pretty easy to pick, I guess. Brazil, usually one of the tracks that provides the best racing throughout the season, so I think we're pretty happy to be driving at this track. Should lead to a good race and give us some good action throughout. Um, it is, say, it's a special race, and we're going the whole hog. We are going full quali, full distance race, so it is gonna be a long one. But well, Spreader had his way. He was definitely going to put a sprint race in there, and I think he'd have been up for doing a practice session at the start of it as well. I think, but somebody beat him down with a stick, so luckily we're not doing that. Um, I'm just looking through the names now. Actually, just having a little look, see if I recognise the FGR guys. FGR, by the way, full gas racing, and PRF1 performance racing, F1 Formula One. So we head into qualifying one. Obviously, all about the drivers towards the back end of the grid, seeing if they can get through. But with the way it's been done, it is done so that each league's slower drivers are in the fastest cars, and the fastest drivers are in the slowest cars. Or at least that was the plan in a way. Hopefully, both leagues have been honest and done it correctly. But so I was just looking through the names of FGR because I'm not part of. I mean, I've joined to be able to post a link in there for the stream, but that's it. So, um, hello, Joy. You all good? And yeah, so just looking through the names, I think the only name. Well, Josh Godwin, I definitely recognise. BCFC Matt, I'm sure. It's BCFC, which would suggest Bristol City, and I'm sure I've seen that on the name before because I'm from Bristol. Um, no, I think that's it. That's the only two that I probably recognise. I recognise some of the names from the Discord and that, but as people I've seen on track before is what I was going for. Um, right then, let's up. Now it is Brazil, and we all know Brazil does like a bit of rain every now and again. So let's hope we don't end up with a really rainy race, because 71 laps in the rain does not sound fun. Hopefully it'll be a dry one. Should make for a good one as well. Josh is first out on track, so he's in the Williams. He is a fast boy as Josh, so I think we should all know that. I'm sure I've seen his name on the leaderboards, on the time trial leaderboards before, and he's normally high up. So I've seen him race before as well myself a couple of times, so I know he's a good racer. Around, start our first flying lap. I guess we'll do a hilly hot lap straight away with Josh then. He comes up over the line, heads up to the centre S. First time tonight, down to third gear. Always got to be a bit careful getting on the power out of the Senna S, but very nicely done from Josh there. Open up the DRS, head down to turn 4. Usually down to either 4th or 5th. Turn 4, all about getting on the power on the exit. That's where you're going to gain the time for the lap. Then over to the left-hand side, ready to fling the car almost into this right-hander and into the much more higher downforce, tighter sets of 2. All about being able to get on the power as both cars do manage to get out of the way. That was really close. And too bad either. So I don't think for a second Josh can have any problems getting through Q1 in the Williams. I drive the Williams myself in realistic league on Wednesday nights, and we usually make Q3, so if I can do it, he can do it. And yeah, 109.5 from Josh to get us started. I think that will probably see me into Q2, but I'll have to wait and see a little bit. There's a Red Bull. Which way round? Is that it's not operator? Who's the other Red Bull? And why can't I see him? Oh well, they've crossed the line anyway. It's too late. Jordi Kaka gets his first lap on the board, 1:10.1 in a Ferrari. Later comes into the pits in the Red Bull then. Who else we got? Anybody? It's an Alpha Tauri on its way round. Kenny, is it? McKennell is P2 on a 109.8 in the Alpha Tauri. Good start. BCFC Mac goes fastest 109.2. The Alpine, very OP that Alpine car. Do like it though. It's the 5th fastest car. So, SF goes 110.2 in the Merc. It's P8 for the moment. Anybody else on the lap? Ryo? No, there's that something happen at some point. Maybe going on to a lap this time, so we'll stick with him. So, just a quick visit, how you doing? Oh, hey Papa. Yeah, all good man. It's should be fun tonight. It's a special race between 2 leagues. Full quality, 100% race. Yeah, it's a, well, when you say is this a real race? It's a real race on the game. It's getting good lord. So yeah, it's between 2 leagues, FGR and PRF1, and I usually do commentary on PRF1 on Friday nights. So I was, up until about halfway through the day today, I was going to be driving, but we managed to get somebody else in to drive so that I could stream instead, so there we are. Ryo heading up for the line then. I don't think he's not on a proper lap again. I was on board with him, but not properly watching. In 16.4 across the line. He's got some on the board now. Reza out there then. In the Aston tonight. Used the Aston before in realistic, and personally I find it an absolute tank of a car to drive, but it is decent in a straight line though, so which will be useful for this track. Expect the Williams to struggle quite a bit more than the Aston around here. There's wow, okay. Getting a bit congested in qualifying laps. His lap would have been affected too much on that left-hander. Obviously he had a wider line, he would have lost a bit of time through there, but I think he'd still be able to set a decent time in an Aston. Opens up DRS once more, and head to the line, keep it to the left, and it's a 109 points. Yes, still 109.6. It's a decent lap from Greza, and I have to say, I think that'll see him into Q2. Saying that, I don't actually, not knowing both leagues, I don't necessarily know exactly where to expect everyone. And it's always a bit different, you know, because you've got the fastest drivers and the slowest cars and vice versa, so it's always a bit hard to know what the cut-off's going to be in a qualifying session. Now with my replacement, yeah, no worries, Papa, see you later. Yeah, it's a Big D, my replacement for this evening. He'd do a better job than I would have in a way, so... That's what I drove the Alfa Romeo last night in a 100% race, realistic race, at Singapore, and I really didn't like it. It was not the most fun experience in my life, put it that way. It's Big D then, goes P9. Oh, somebody jumps up then. Ah! What was that? Dark Lord's gone up into P2, 109.4. Andy Good Leo. Just call him Leo, I think. Leo has invalidated his lap. Let's go to Dylan Ark. Just gone through the Sen S. We've got a decent full lap to show, really, in this one. Dawdy Kaka leaves the session. Oh, don't start having issues again, Dawdy. He does have some issues sometimes. Let's invite him back. So what did Big D set then? Big D managed 109.940. As Dawdy rejoins us. See what Dylan does. It's a lot quicker, and 109.299 puts him P2. So a nice lap from Dylan. Handy Good Leo just jumps up to P14. Nice master spread. Coming up to the end of the lap. Going to the left and then goes across the line, goes fastest, 109.087 in the AlphaTauri. He is the PRF1 champion this season. Looking here, operator in the Red Bulls just validated this one. Plenty of time left, still 7.5 minutes to go, so loads of time left for anybody that's not got their best lap on the board yet. See if we can spot someone then. Might be improving. Maybe snow. The two McLarens look like they're a good match. Just 300ths of a second separating those two. At the moment it's PRF1, FGR, FGR, PRF1, FGR, 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 PRF1, FGR. So, at the moment, FGR. We're winning the battles. Obviously, very early days yet. Hey, Greza. No, don't worry about it, mate. You just listen along. I don't know if you. I did the podium interviews on Tuesday night for WAOF1, and got them all to include their audio, and nobody could hear them in a way. So I'm not too sure what's wrong with it, mate. But you just concentrate on your driving because they're beating us at the moment. I mean, they're beating PRF1, not us. I'm not biased. So MSF, I've got no idea how to say that name, but MSF then goes up to P3 in the mark, 109.258. Ryan Errol starting a lap. Red Bull. Operator then on that next, we saw him invalidated, but you never know, Grezza, especially when sort of abilities are all matched to the cars. So... Oh, it's Misfits, is it? Oh, thank you. I would have been calling them MSF all the way through the race otherwise. It is so close, isn't it? Look at that. 1090 P1. That's almost a 1091. 109087. Look down. 109940. So that's not even 9 tenths. Less than 9 tenths is covering 1st to 16th. Which is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Ryan Errol not improving on that one. Let's go then maybe to the guys that are a bit further down and battling for their spot into the next stage. Dodie seems to back off for someone, but appears they're on an outlap or something themselves. In lap. Paul Piddy, what a name. Love it. Paul Piddy. I know it'd be a lot easier if I just call him Paul, but Paul Piddy's got a nice ring to it. I might have to keep going with that one. It's fun to say. Like I said with Brazil, it's one of the annoying tracks where it's quite difficult to set up for. I think this year's game, I think, is actually quite easy to set up for, but in the past it has been quite difficult because of the nature of the track. You've got the two, well, sets of 1 and 3, which are pretty much just purely about straight line speed, almost, and sets of 2 that's all about high downforce cornering. So 109.8 from Paul Piddy puts him in, unbelievably, in P15. That's unreal. So yeah, it's just over the years it has been quite a difficult track to set up for, but Nisha's game, because of the nature of the cars and the way the game is this year, I think you have to set up for sectors 1 and 3 and do the low downforce thing, which is against my nature for certain. I'd much rather go the high downforce route and be faster sets of 2, but you just leave yourself so vulnerable in the other sectors if you do that. So Nick McLaren crosses the line, goes P3, 109.238. You're dropping, Grezza, you're dropping. P11 now. Oh, he's out on track. He's out on track, he's slightly up actually, so we'll stick with him. I'll tell you something though, if the two down at the very bottom, so Dodie and Leo, on their final laps, if they could get themselves into the 109s, what a ridiculous result that would be. To have every driver quicker than a 110. As Big D is out, he's crashed in sector 2. Don't want to come off of Grezza. He's crashed coming out of the left-hander in sector 2. Which, it's always been a bit if... Oh, Grezza comes into the pits. Okay, I could have gone. If he's still there... No, he's just disappeared, but he crashed just here on the left-hand side. So... Always been a bit iffy getting on the power out of the left-hander before that. So Grezza into the pits and retires. Still time for Sun to get across the line yet. So no, like that. Anybody on an improvement? Davis is a couple of attempts up just in the first sector. Is McLaren can't really call them teammates tonight. They're opponents, aren't they? I guess that's the thing tonight. Try and beat your in-game teammate. I wonder if you get anybody deliberately holding up in the pits. Deliberately double stacking to slow the teammate down. Davis heads to the line then. 109.294 goes P6. Those two McLaren boys are very closely matched. Do like to see that. Well out of trouble as well. So operators in the pit, so I think we're going to lose a Red Bull. And a Ferrari. In fact, we might lose both Ferraris. He is not improving this lap, but he is going to get across the line just in time. He's still got a reasonable amount of energy. Mid-line to centre S. Atkins slightly up. Needs to gain much. Just over a tenth he needs to get through. And, no, actually lost it in the final sector. So he sees the exit door as well. So I think that's it basically decided. If we go to Gordy, but yeah, the way he went into the Sen S, I don't think he's ever going to have a chance of improving this lap. He was all out on the last lap. Gave it a go. Going to be the only driver outside the 109s, but effectively, the whole grid is effectively covered by 1 second. It's 1 second and half a tenth covering the whole of the 20-man grid, which is absolutely amazing. I don't know if Misfits and Greza, Shredder and that will agree, but I don't think they necessarily knew it would be this tight. Well, Israel has gone fastest. So we're just waiting for a couple of cars to be pushed into the pits now. Davis is in, and just waiting for McClenny, I think it is. Hello, Mr. Whale. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, indeed. Very nice to hear from you. Special race tonight, mate. Good to see this, but look how close that grid is. Absolutely superb. So we're going to lose, unfortunately, both Ferraris, Paul Piddy and Dordi Kaka. And we're also going to lose one Red Bull operator, Atkins, Big D, also are out in Q1. In terms of the leagues, that is two... No, it's not. It's one FGR driver out to 4 PRF1 drivers out in Q1. I've been seeing it in the Discord. Well, good luck to you. I've got one myself. Very similar. I think I've got the same pedals as the ones you had in this picture. I don't use it. Big D, you can if you like. Let me see if I can find you on here, because when I tried to join the lobby, there was nobody showing up. So, oh yeah, there you are. Just hope it works, because I did podium interviews on Tuesday night in another league, and in WAOF1, apparently nobody was able to be heard. Yeah, all good, Big D, you? Good, good. Yeah, a little bit surprised to see you down there, but yeah, when I saw it come out you retire, I looked at the map and saw a yellow flag, and I thought, oh no. But I could see where it was, and it's a... Oh, right, okay. Oh, I assumed it was getting on the power coming out of there because it can be a bit iffy sometimes. They are. So yeah, yeah. Well, we all know about Josh Godwin. I think he's a very quick one. Yeah. So yeah, but no, some of the others were looking good. The closest match at the moment in team-wise is looking like the McLarens. They've been half a tenth of each other all the way through Q1 there. So we'll see if that continues. Yeah. 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 Oh, hang on. So which one's ours then? Oh, is he? Oh, I've been saying he's FGR all the way through. Okay. Um, excellent. All right. Okay. And of course, when I say ours, I'm completely unbiased. So, um, you have included your audio so people can hear you. Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Right. And Mr. Well, you can hear Big D as well. And yes, Mr. Well, it was your league. God. Right. So I'm on with Josh. I think he was first out. Oh, he spun it. Oh, he's smacked the wall. He's okay. He's going to get round again, but he's lost his front wing. Yeah, so he's going to be back round. Yeah, that was probably a lap he was doing on. Usually people tend to use the set from Q1 on the first run in Q2, so probably won't affect him too much. Okay. Yeah. I think ahead on this track. I'm guessing because you only found out you had a car this afternoon, didn't you? Late afternoon, I think it was. So I'm guessing you didn't get a load of practice in. Excellent. Oh, that's enough. Yeah, that'd do. I drove 100% last night in an Alfa Romeo at Singapore, and I absolutely hated it. Every minute of it. It's, it's it wanted to spin every time I was getting on the power. It just wanted to go, and I use a lower front wing to rear wing all the time, so I don't usually have that problem, but I did with the Alpha. I had to really lower my front wing around Singapore, which wasn't ideal, just so I won't spin in. But oh, he's on mediums. I don't bother looking at that because I just assume everybody's on softs. But yeah, on mediums, 1091. So right, okay. I think we got a ringer and a Red Bull. I'm not gonna lie, 1091 on mediums. That's a ringer and a Red Bull, definitely. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's like to know where the cars are. I think the Alpine's probably the fifth fastest at the moment. Where the game actually has them, so that it's quite difficult to do the placing the drivers because where the game has them isn't really right because when you start a career, um, the levels that it has the team performances at that it takes into account durability upgrades on their levels, and of course on online it doesn't have any impacts on it whatsoever. So you know, so yeah, definitely. But yeah, it's a nice car, the Alpine. It's on the spreader. Yeah. Oh right. Okay. Spreader at the moment. You do all right in an Alpha Tauri. I've used that quite a lot of times, and I have to say I quite like that Alpha Tauri. Very quick in a straight line. Right, spread. Yeah, just crossing the line now, and it's a 109.695. Puts in P8 for the moment. Slower than he did in Q. Yeah. No, it's not. he never uses fresh tyres at the start of Q2, so um, I think it is, yeah. Yeah. Doesn't seem right, so... No. Who's actually on? I don't think anybody's on the lap, but... Yeah, I think those guys have all done their laps, so they're all pit in, just looking further down. We got some out laps. Yeah, I think Dylan's just coming out the final corner, ready to start a lap. Romeo. So he's like your nemesis for the night. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And with it being a 100% race as well, big deal, I don't think starting down at the back is going to be the worst thing in the world, to be honest. It may be the best thing because you can avoid any sort of first lap incidents, hopefully. But, yeah. And, yeah, that's it. So, just don't one stop, mate. Whatever you do. Good. Don't one stop. Definitely not. Is it? Ah, right. Ah, yeah. No, I commentated in 100% League last season. I loved it so much that I said, right, next season, guys, you've got to get another commentator, so I want to race it. So, and then I raced it. I won the first race of the season, and then done rubbish since. But, yeah. Yeah, just 5 thousandths of a second off BCFC, Matt. And we're going to have to pull fingers out PRF1 because they are covering the top 6 places. Yeah. No, it's not. And they're now covering the top 6 places. No, that's... Who was that? Who's just gone up there? I can't... Somebody just jumped up. And he's invalidated this lap, though. So, it's no good. Yeah, so he's slow now. Is Nick actually on the lap? I think he's the one that just jumped up. I'm not... Oh no, it says 0 laps on his tyres, so should be on a lap. Right. It's in the middle sector. So, what do you do regards setup, Big D? Do you sort of do what everybody does, I think, and set up for sectors 1 and 3, and then right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's a nightmare. Yeah, so Spriggs has just gone into... Oh no, he's not, has he? He's forgotten to turn it off on his... Well, he did an outlap, of course, then went on to a lap, and I think he must have turned it on and forgot to turn it back off when he invalidated, I assume. So, I'll see his... I would assume so. I'll see his split time coming through sector 2 now. Oh no, he's 5.5 temps up. Goodness me. Nice. Yeah, he's going to finish the lap. He's still got enough time to get round into the pits and go out again, so does improve. Didn't gain any extra in the final sector, but I guess with the low energy that would make sense. Yeah, that is a lot. Josh still in the pits, leaving it late. That's confident for somebody who spun and hit the wall on their first lap of Q2. Yeah, where is he at the moment? He's standing 14th, yeah. Well, he's just won the constructors in PRF1 with Spreader, and he was generally sort of in the top 10 most, well, in fact, nearly every week he was in the top 10, so he, yeah, in a Merc, I think he's got a good chance to do well tonight. Yeah, yeah, Spriggs into the pits. We've got Greza on an outlap, and we've got Spreader on an outlap, both of them. Yeah, he's just ahead, so with him. Yeah, so that shows how much. Well, 9 miles an hour is a lot. So yeah, spread nicely through the centre S in a way. Some PRS is down to turn 4. Go 4 for a 5th gear man for turn 4. You like 4th. I've got one person on the stream chat saying they can't hear you, and then one person saying they can. So, I don't know. It's working for some, not for others. I don't know. Yeah, should be done. Spreader half a second up. Down. No, but it don't matter, does it? As long as he's in the top 10. See. 1091. Just about goes top 3. Into P3. Let's go straight down the Greza. I don't know, I saw a yellow flag, but I didn't see who it was. So... Okay. Greza then goes P4, just 5 thousandths behind Spreader. They are having the luxury of being able to see the some of the time trial times that were submitted for this, and Greza's ridiculous. They're all like 108. I think there was a 108.6, a 108.7, 108.8. None of them were 109. They were all in the 108s. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not. Sorry, not 108s and 109s. 107s and 108s. Yeah, Misfits has just come up to the end of sector 2, and he's just over half a tenth up. Would gain in 1 place. Yeah, he went high up in the line up to P7 he goes. He gained a couple of places in the end. Oh, look how tight it is, mind. Absolutely unreal. It's just going to be one long line of drivers in the race, isn't it? Nobody's going to be able to gap anyone. Josh. Yeah. I think he's got enough. I think he'd be alright. But, yeah, James is out. Josh heading for the line now. There he goes, 109.079, that puts him P6. Very nice in Williams. Ryle is improving slightly. The two McLarens are actually further up the road. Nick's into the pits, Davis is into the pits, both McLarens out. Yeah, 13th and 14th. How's that? That means everybody left's through then, so Misfits into the pits, he is through. To be glad to hear, I haven't seen himself drop down to P10. Yeah. 8th and 9th. Okay. Yeah. That is insane. So, yeah, so 2 temps covers the top 8. 2.5 temps covers the top 10. 3 temps, top 11. Yeah, but everybody covered by 6 temps. Just under 6 temps. It's incredible. So it's such a small improvement you'd need to go from P15 near Dark Lord up to being through. It's such a small improvement. It's... yeah. So it's the end of Q2. And well, BCFC Matt fastest in this session. Dylan, I don't know how to say that. McClenny, I think. Followed by Spriggs, Ryle, Leo. So the top 6 all FGR. These PRF1 boys got to pull their fingers out their arses. It's Josh, the top PRF1 guy in P7. But in a way, Q2 is all about the guys that don't make it. So Robbo is out, but starting in a nice P11. Jamesy's, Nick, Davis, and Dark Lord. But once again, just 2 FGR out, 3 PRF1 out. So that must mean. Okay. Let's say it didn't work on Tuesday for the podium interviews. I don't know why. No, I've got it all included my end. I double checked it, and it's definitely all included my side for it. So that one don't matter. I don't think. Right. Let us know, guys, if you can hear Nate. Yeah, they are, Robbo. Nate, yeah, so Mercedes, so that must be not must be, actually. Have we got 2 Mercedes left? No, just 1. Oh, of course it was. Yeah, Dark Lord. So only 1 Merc through, no Ferraris, 1 Red Bull. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. 1 Williams, 1 Haas, 1 Alfa Romeo. I didn't need to say that last one, did I? Sorry about that. Well, looking at it so far, you've got to say FGR, FGR, FGR. No, I reckon Spreader will split them. I reckon Spreader stick it in there somewhere. It's, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go BCFC Matt, Spreader, Ryle. But to be honest, it's so it's so close. You could throw 3 darts and do it that way. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, it takes any of these drivers to have one particularly brilliant lap, and they've probably got pole, to be fair. Any of them. So, am I the first driver? Yeah, I am, Misfit. Well, he's at the final corner, or it's effectively the final corner. And, heads on up now. See what sort of target he lays down. Well, it's a 108.8, I think. Right, let's go and chuck Misfit out of that Mercedes right now. Well, Royal's gone 109.2. BCFC's just gone second, 109.0. Clenny 109.6, 109.7 for Greza. Who we got on the way? Aston. Okay, Spriggs across the line, 109.5, goes P4 for the moment. There's a Haas on its way, this is Leo. There's a 110 one. That's not too bad, he's generally been seen around about 17.1 in the first. Bearing in mind he's in a Williams, and that first sector is a lot to do with power. That's where the Williams is let down a bit, unfortunately, the power. And we got Dylan heading for the line, actually. So Dylan's on a good lap, 108.9. Josh, 108.9 as well. Goes P3, identical times. 108, 918. Yeah, 108, 818 for P1, 108, 918, P2 and P3. Wow. Right, yeah. He's just coming through to the end of sector 2. Everybody else either in the pits or on in laps. So we'll stick the spreader. Doing this Alpha Tauri, because I reckon I've got a sneaky little feeling that spreader might have been holding back a little bit so far. We'll see. Yeah. All this time I've been watching spreader though, and watching him win the championship this season. And, I don't think qualifying is his strong point as such though. That's the only thing. I think his race pace is his best sort of side of him, if he's driving. Yeah, no, he doesn't pick many up at all. Well, he doesn't pick many up for a season, let alone a race, so... Absolutely, yeah, always leave space. So, he is prone to a little spin here and there though. I've noticed that with him. So, not loads, but he does have one here and there. Yeah. He goes 108.971, puts him just behind Josh into P4. So... yeah. Then 4 FGRs. We've only got 3 in Q3 saved in PRF1, so... yeah, come on, Greza. Get yourself a bit further up, mate. Nothing wrong with that Aston Martin, except it turns like a tank. PC... FC... who's that a bit further around? No, that's Spreader in lap, so... I didn't get the first split time of they call him Matt, PCFC. I'm sure, because I keep thinking it's Bristol City Football Club, but I'm told it's not. It's, I think it's somebody else, but... Well, I assumed it was. I couldn't think of another BCFC, but somebody told me, no, it's not Bristol City. It's gotta be. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's, Yeah, but they go by BFC, didn't they? Oh my goodness, okay, he's just smashed it. Absolutely smashed it out of the park. Yeah, that'll be pole. 108.522, he's in a too high a car as well. As Ryle goes P2 on a 18665. Red Bull, that's supposed to be the second slowest driver from FGR. I'm starting to think FGR have done a naughty year. Yeah, tell PRF1 boys, tell them they got to put their fastest drivers in the slowest cars. Yeah, Misfit's just coming round on an outlap. Right across the line. Yeah. Right, yeah. Actually, there's a guy I know called Danny that he takes every corner in fourth. Well, not the fastest corners, but I mean the ones that you and I might take in second or third. He takes them all in fourth, and he is absolutely lightning quick. Yeah. It does so far. Showing purple in sets of 2. Don't always trust that graphic, mine. It is a good lap. It's 108.624. Puts in P2. Right. Okay. Yeah. So maybe, yeah, so a Merc. I mean, you're in an Alfa Romeo, he's in a Merc, so... Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Well, Grezza was just showing purple for sets of 2, but it's 1090, puts in P7. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Just put those stats up. Who we got? Snake. Who's that behind Matt? That's Snake, that. Spreaders, I'm on that. Hot lap then, just going to the end of sets of 1. He's up, sets of 1. 17 flat, I think it was. Nice and wide on the entry, cut it back in. Good exit. Still up. Yeah, just having a look. This is going to put in 5th, I think. Depends if he's gained anything in the final sector. fourth. He does gain a little bit, which just about puts him up into fourth. It's well done. Absolutely. When you think, you know, as I say, the TTs were going in. From what Spreader did in his TTs, he's about 7 or 8 temps off. So, driving an Alpha Tauri to the equal card, so that's some going. Okay, he would have practiced a lot more for this than he would have done for the TTs. But, and I think that's it. Yeah, everybody's going into the pits. So well done to BCFC Matt, who takes pole position for this event, and Misfits P2, Royal P3, Spreader the top PRF1 boy in P4, Spriggs 5, Dylan in 6, Josh brilliant in 7 in a Williams, superb. Do the last 3 just a moment. Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, it is Birmingham City Football Club in it, but there's only one BCFC mate, and it ain't Birmingham. I can tell you that. Anyway, Greta P8, McClenny P9, and Leo in the house in P10. Well, PRF1 boys, you're gonna have your work cut out for you, Big D. So what's the plan then, Big D? What's gonna get you up to P1? Yeah. Yeah, it should be good, and there is a chance it could go with no safety cars at Brazil, but I think you probably see one tonight. But well, we'll see. We'll see. You just don't know. It's because there's plenty of runoff on this track, so you don't always get them. But anyway, you go and get yourself ready. I'm going to get myself a coffee, and good luck. Bring it home. Yeah, and you, man. All right. See you later. Right, guys. So as I said, I'm just gonna get myself a quick coffee. So there's going to be a quick break. Um, Hopefully a few minutes or so, and I'm just going to grab myself a coffee, and I'll be back with you. And so yeah, just give me a few minutes. I'll be back. Right, guys, back with you, and we should be getting underway pretty soon. forward to this. Well, the sky looks blue. That's something. So, um, well, just quickly then, while we're waiting, in a way, the Brazil 100% race. I think most of us out there are probably used to doing 50% races for league races. Um, what I can tell you, I do drive in 100% distance league, and it's and I commentated on one all last season. So what I can tell you is with Brazil, the main difference is on a 50% race, you would one stop medium to hards, or hards to mediums, whichever way you want to go about it. 100% race, absolutely two stop every day of the week. The one stop won't work; it's too slow. So you're looking at two stints on mediums, one stint on softs for this race. Be interesting though if a few of the drivers maybe chose to one stop, just so there was a bit of difference. I don't know what the three stops like. I don't think that'd be any better than a two stop, to be honest. But you will find with 100% that actually there are tracks where a free stop is a genuine possibility. But yeah, no doubt at all. You're going to see some drivers starting on the softs. I think you'll see others on the mediums, and you might see one or two starting on hards. I guess starting near the back, they might be the drivers that might go with hards and try and one stop it, and see if they can gain places that way. But we'll see. I ran out of fill-in conversation now, guys. So anytime somebody wants to give it a shout out. Now you got to understand it's going to be a long race. You're looking 71 laps of Brazil. You're going to be looking at an hour and a half, and then of course if there's any safety cars, so or indeed rain at some point. Never be quite sure. Just having a quick look at Discord in case I've missed something. I wonder if they've all gone into a different lobby and they're all. Well, I told you he's left the session, but that's no surprise. Toldie! I can't invite you back at the moment, mate, because I can't. You can't bring the menu up on this point, so nothing I can do for you at the moment. There are some leaving the session, has something been said? Oh, Josh just joined. Ah, right, the countdown started. Excellent news. Thank you, P1 Ron the Grid. Pyron the Grid? I don't know. P1 Ron the Grid. You said we're still here. all good, just read it up. So, who are you then on the... P1 on the grid? I'll see if it's obvious. I have no idea. It's not obvious by your gamer tag. Right, anyway, let's get some details up. We got tyres. We'll see there are some differences. This is good. A really good mix down the grid. So we've got mediums at the front for Matt and Misfit. Ryle in the Red Bull's gone for the hards. So that shows an intent definitely to one stop, but say... Well, we'll see how it goes. Master Spread starting on the mediums. One thing we know about Master Spread, he actually launches off the line, so keep an eye out for that. Spriggs P5 on hards. Then we got softs then for Dylan. The highest starter to go with soft tyres, so watch for him off the line. And up into the centre S. Usually the softs give you the opportunity to get a really good start. And Josh mediums, Greza mediums, softs from McClenny. Leo on hards. With the other half of Robbo starting on the softs. Kind of expect those two to swap positions at the start. James's on the hards. Nick, well, both McLarens on the mediums. Dark Lord mediums. Paul Piddy on the softs. Operator on the hards. Atkins on the mediums. Big D and Dodi Kaka have gone with softs. Not too surprised to see Big D go with that. He says he's going to be patient. Look, he said he was going to be patient in the comms, but softs don't suggest that. But I guess you got to use softs at some point, and if you're going to two-stop, and getting them out of the way at the start on the first stint does kind of make sense, doesn't it? Because they're not an ideal tyre in any race, really. So getting them out of the way, it means if there's a safety car at any point, you can switch to mediums. So does absolutely make sense. But in a way, the lights are coming on, and away we go. And look at the Alpha Tauri, and that spreader straight up into P1. I told you, watch him off the line. He's absolutely unbelievable off the line. Straight up into P1. Otherwise, we're as is. Let me get the thing back so we can actually see. So spread leads, Misfits second. Oh, we got a 5-second grip penalty from Misfits. Josh has left the session. Where's Josh? Josh. Sorry about this, guys. I just want to get an invite sent. Oh, he's just joined. He was quick himself doing it, so I didn't need to in the end. Right, excellent. Anyway, so yeah, spreader leads. Misfits P2, BTFC Matt P3, Dylan P4, Spriggs in 5, Royal 6, Greza 7. Position changes up, so Lenny up 1, 2, P8. We've got Jamsey up 3 to P9. Good start from him. Up 4 as well is Davis and McLaren. Some good starts going on, and nobody's like falling down the grid, which is awesome news. That's what we wanted. I know there was a Cheyenne both servers earlier on, so please look, it's 100% race. Let's not. You ain't gonna win the race or lose the race in turn 1. Well, if you ain't gonna win it, you can lose it in turn 1. But it looks like it worked. It's just Nick then that's picked up a 5-second penalty, which I'm assuming was for a corner cut. So, leaders. Just go down to Spriggs because he's really close to the black of Ryle. And I'm not 100% sure what to expect from the two leagues. If there's going to be a bit of working together to try and win it for the league, or it's not. I've not seen anything suggested that it's actually a league versus league race. It's just the two leagues combining together to do a race. So. Oh, Nick's falling down his round in sector 2 and then drops down to the back. And we've got full circuit yellows. It's just a virtual. Yeah, there's the VSC, just saw it flashing on the side. So careful of the speeds. So maybe if it stays out long enough, maybe Nick will use this opportunity to go in and get rid of the 5 seconds. He'll definitely do that if he's got any damage, of course. So let's just go down to him. Oh yeah, he ain't got a front wing, so he's definitely gonna be in. He's gonna do part of that under the VSC. So our biggest gainer so far is up 5 places, and that's Big D. So he's got off to a good start. Nick is kind of obviously, really, Nick is the biggest dropper at the moment, down 7. At least he's got that damaged fix and he can get back out there. So, this is long for a VSC. I mean, obviously losing your front wing and having to pit this early on is never a good thing, but it's a good thing for Nick that VSC stayed out for the whole time he was in the pits. That would have helped him a little bit. Away we go. And, well, it's hard to know who to watch right now for the best possibility of an overtake because everybody's so close. It could happen anywhere. I guess the only thing you can say is Spreader obviously won't be able to get DRS as he's leading, so he's kind of one of the most open to a overtake, you would have thought. Ryall as well, who's not in DRS range of the car ahead, so he could be vulnerable to Spriggs. So here we are. Let's go with Misfit here. Let's say the only thing he's got to watch out for here that he's obviously going to get all the advantages he can have. The AlphaTauri is really good in a straight line, so he's going to need to be able to get out of one of the corners, and this could be an opportunity to come out really close to the back. The Alpha, but yeah, the AlphaTauri just pulls away a little bit from the exit, and yeah, not able to get close enough, and that could become a little bit of a trend. The AlphaTauri, as I said, it's really, really quick in a straight line, the AlphaTauri, as Dylan goes up the outside of Misfits and takes P2. That is an Alfa Romeo up into P2. Currently AlphaTauri leading Alfa Romeo P2, and that evens the cards up a little bit at the front. So yeah, I found the Alfa Romeo to be really difficult to handle out of corners, but neither car has a particularly bad straight line speed. I say the AlphaTauri is very quick in a straight line. The Alfa Romeo ain't too bad itself, and obviously it's got the Ferrari engine in it, so you know it's got speed. So I think Dylan's likely to have the same problem as Misfits in that he's staying close to Spreader out of a corner. That's what he's got to do. Try and do to have the opportunity. But let's say it's a very, very long race, and there's going to be plenty of opportunities through the pit stops as well, I'm sure. And got something happening further down. Josh just dropped down a bit. I know we lost him from the race earlier on, in the sense that he lost, he DC'd, but came back. But I think there was a yellow flag going on at some point, and I think that must have been Josh then. So we've got a retirement, and it's coming out of the centre S, and it's Nick. We've lost one of the FGR drivers. And that has caused a full safety car. There's no one near him at the moment, so I can't take a look. But it's coming out of the centre S. It looks like it's thrown the car over to the right-hand side. Coming out of the centre S. Dylan is into the pits. So, now it's early. But it makes sense. Yeah, I've got to be honest. I think I would have done the same. But he started on a softs, remember, so as you saw there, so he can go soft to medium. It's a long way. He's going to have to take 2 sets of mediums. He may have to medium hard it from here. We'll have to. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Just thinking. Well, no, actually, because 50% race, well, your normal tactic on a 50% race is sort of 16 laps. On the mediums. So, oh, disqualified is Paul Piddy for blocking the pit lane. Well, sorry to see that, Paul. I'm not sure what's happened there. Looks like he's driving out. I can only assume he's had some sort of incident driving out, or I don't know. I don't know. He's disqualified him. Sorry to see that. It's 2 FGR drivers we've lost. What a shame. Well, if we can have any more pitters, let's go on to the tyres again. Yeah, so Robbo stayed out on those softs. Surely anybody starting on softs has to pit under a safety car. I don't. By the time the safety car comes in, he's not going to have that many more laps to do on the set of softs. So Dylan actually comes in. Isn't that again? That's who we saw pit, wasn't it? Dylan? Yeah, he's the Alfa Romeo that was up in P2. So he's somehow managed to pick up some damage. I wonder if that was on pit exit, because I'm sure I'm not the only one that catches the ball or has caught the ball on the odd occasion on the pit exit here. Not in this part, it's the next bit. So you come around the right-hander, and it's this left-hander. You start building up speed, and you seem absolutely fine, and then you build up a little bit too much, and you smack the ball just there. I know I'm not the only person to have ever done that. I've seen it plenty of times, but it surprised me if that was how he's managed to do that. So Dawdy is going to be able to catch up to the back, which is good news. So just do a quick check through the drivers. See if anybody's ghosting. I haven't seen any names pop up as left since Josh did, but just double check. Dawdy's just coming onto the back of the safety car now. I think. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. I was just about to say I think we'll do another lap, but the safety car's in. Or coming in. That's a really late call. Where it goes, it lets him. I was just a bit worried he might have gone a bit early then and might have slowed him down, but no, let's let him go. So, center S. The Alpine then. So this is Atkins going to the inside of Leo. Still side by side. Leo will have the inside here. And I think Atkins intelligently there backs out of it in the end. And well, he'll have another go in a bit, I'm sure. Obviously, Leo's on the hards. Atkins on the medium, so he's got a significant tyre advantage at the moment. We've lost operator. That's that left-hander in the sector 2. It's a nightmare, that corner. Big D runs wide. So, yeah, it's another safety car. I thought it might be. I didn't. I wasn't sure, but I thought it might. But yeah, another full safety car. So another chance for Robbo to pit. Problem for Robbo, I do understand. It's going to drop him all the way down to the back. It's not ideal. You don't want it. You don't want to be dropping all the way down to the back, but he's got Josh pitting as well. But oh, and Big D. But oh, Big D must have caught some damage then. Maybe it was a contact then that pushed him wide. I didn't see the contact, but yeah, he's got front wing coming off, so there we have it. Josh has gone on to a fresh set of hards. Can't imagine he's looking to do 62 laps on hards, so I assume that's going to go change to a hard to medium strategy from here, possibly even hard to soft. So it's safety car a little bit too early at the moment for the medium starters. Kind of, I'm not exactly sure how long a soft stint is, but mediums. I'm guessing yeah. I mean mediums around about 28 laps, I would say. So I'm guessing a soft stint 14-15 laps. I guess it's in that ballpark in a way, I would imagine. So, safety car, go around again. Big D's going to catch the back really easily. Is okay, so Josh straight back into the pits to get off of those hards this time. And, oh, Big D gets a drive through. Right then. Just kind of hope that these safety cars don't become a bit infectious, because safety cars can do that. Once one comes, it can cause all of them to come out, and I hope that's not the case. And the first one there was just a bit of bad luck on Nick's behalf. Obviously, once you're down the way that Nick was, he wants to get on it. He wants to close that gap up. He doesn't want to just drive around for over 60 laps on his own at the back. So he wants to get on, trying to catch up. And the pace he showed in quality would suggest he probably could able to do that. It's just unfortunate coming out of the centre S. Bit of a spin, and then I don't know what happened to operator, but it was that left-hander that I mentioned in qualifying. It can be a bit dodgy getting on the power sometimes, so could well have been that. So anybody's commented on the stream, I do apologise, but the stream switched off on my phone, so I can't actually see your comments at the moment. I am back on the stream, but it may switch it because I can't leave the stream running on Wi-Fi, because it will completely hinder it. So I put it on my data, and it just stops and starts a bit. Josh back in the pits again. Just to be back now on the medium tyres that he started the race on. So, after all those pit stops, he's finally come out on the original mediums. So I'm not sure exactly why he wanted to get back to those particular tyres, but Josh is a great racer, so I'm sure he knows exactly what he's doing. Hey Mayhem, oh right, okay, hit the wall coming out the pits and got disqualified, yeah. I saw that he got disqualified, I just didn't know exactly what happened, but yeah, thank you. It is a shame. So, safety car coming in. Let's go on board for third place. As you can see, spreader goes. Misfits reacts. See if anybody's got a little run. The Aston Martin. That's Greza up the inside then of Ryrel. Nice move. At the same time, Leo gets up ahead of the remaining McLaren of Davis into P7. And it's all a bit of a swarm at the moment, coming down straight down to turn 4. And Big D is in to serve that drive-through penalty. With the rate the safety cars have been coming out, you can't blame him for doing it straight away. Just in case there might be another safety car by the end of the lap, you never know. Trying to find a likely overtake for us, but wow. Say, throw a dart at it at the moment to pick a possible overtake because they were all within a second of each other. So, apart from of course Big D, but Big D, having served this drive-through, he's under 15 seconds off the back of the pack. So, certainly not ruined his race. He's got the pace in him, Big D, to be able to catch up to the back of the pack again. So, it's obviously going to take a while. He's not going to do it in 2 laps or something, but. We have a little look at Atkins. Just runs out of tarmac on that attempt. So obviously no DRS yet, so that doesn't help. That'll activate next lap, meaning the first time they get DRS will be down this straight next lap. Of course, at the moment they've all got it, or they would all get it. So very close to the car ahead. Does impress me actually, since we're not professional drivers anyway by any means, and racing drivers. I mean, so very impressive when a field manages to run behind each other like this. And Dylan has a look at the inside of Jammies. You don't want to be a bit careful there, Dylan. He's on hards. Going out to you. It's nice racing from the pair of them. You think that Dylan with the medium tyres, the extra grip on them, he's going to get the run. The RS is enabled. Jamsies is still there. And Dylan gets it done. So up into P9 he goes. Nice racing from those two. A fine overtake from Dylan. So he looks to get himself back up the field now, of course. Has got another overtake further up the field, so BCFC Matt gets ahead of Misfits. Alpine up into P2. And Matt is also our highest non-Xbox player. Just check that message a second. Sorry, somebody asking if they could race, but no. So, just going down to Robbo because... Well, I was coming down to Robbo thinking that he was about to have a go at McClenny, but looks like Dooley getting a little bit of a run on him. So he holds him off for now. Take for sorry, come up to it. I've already missed it. So Dylan gets ahead of Davis this time. So Dylan's got a tyre advantage. Remember, he started on the softs. He's gone to the mediums. So his mediums have done about half the amount of laps of anybody else. So he's got a lovely tyre advantage right now, which is allowing him to pick his way through the field. And presumably he's only got to pit once from here. He's definitely only got to pit once. It's just whether he needs to go to another set of mediums or a set of hards. That's the only thing really. We're getting a pretty decent view here of him trying to make up another place. Leo managed to fight him off. They've both got DRS. And Dylan, unfortunately, that gap closes a little bit on him then from Leo. Really feel enough room there. So, no contact though, so no harm, no foul, I guess. I just noticed there though, Dylan used his ERS right the way down to 0%, which is no good. Once you hit that 0%, you've got absolutely no electrical power going through the car, and it's a big disadvantage. Gets the move started there. Look, now you pick up DRS. Maybe use another spurt, but you don't need to continuously have it on. It's going to go to the inside. I think he's got it this time. Goes to the inside for the center S. And with the fresher medium tyres, able to be on the brakes a little bit later as well. And he's up into P7. We'll get a run back at him here, Leo, because he will have the DRS here down to turn 4, but he may have had a little bit of contact there, but Dylan does hold him off, and he consolidates P7 then, and he'll get after Spriggs now. There's another driver on hard, on hard tyres from the start. So in fact the next two drivers are both hard tyres from the start. Reza just coming under a bit of pressure for his 4th spot here from the Red Bull of Ryer. Quite a useful little camera angle that was there. Is Royal going to get a chance here? He's a little bit far back, maybe. Yeah. So, but behind us there was a move. As Dylan had already caught Spriggs. I was keeping an eye on that. I didn't realise he'd gotten that close already. But Dylan already caught Spriggs and up into P6. And then, so the next cars up the road for him are Ryer and Greza. And they may be a bit more difficult. One, he's going to be up against Red Bull Power in trying to get past Ryer, but with the two, with Ryer and Greza so close together, and Greza giving Ryer DRS as well, is going to make it exceptionally difficult for Dylan to get past. But Ryer being stuck in the DRS at the moment of Greza is pretty good for him. Remember, he started on hard tyres, so presumably he's looking to one stop hard to medium. So being stuck behind Greza right now, I'd say stuck behind, he's not really stuck, he's basically leeching off of Greza's pace and Greza's DRS, so, which is absolutely fine now, but he wants to keep the energy there, because there's going to be a point where Greza's tyres, probably quite soon actually, if not now, Greza's mediums start to struggle a little bit, and that's when Raul then needs to make his move so that you can start getting up the road. So yeah, bang this sweeping left-hander, not flat out yet at this stage of the race. That one, too much fuel on board. Gonna pull you in to the inside. You see, Dylan has caught them. So, oh no. He's coming from a long way back here, Ryle, but he's got the run. He's got the pace, and I've got a horrible angle come up then, but he does get the move done into the centre S. And as I say, I think you'll find that the medium tyres are beginning to drop off. So I think that was probably the perfect time, and I think there's an incident at the centre S. Appears to be Robbo and Dawdy. And Big D has made up a position due to that. Oh, Robbo and Dawdy. That's two PRF1 drivers having a coming together by the looks of things. And Big D gets ahead of Robbo as well. And while that was going on, obviously we saw Ryle get past Grezza, but Dylan is beginning to put Grezza under some pressure now. Ryle looks like he's maybe beginning to get away a little bit. Got a set to 2 yellow. And that is Josh. And that is a safety car. He's not out, Josh, but he's had a moment in the wall, I believe. Yeah, he's not got front wing. And that's the same corner as Operator. So, unfortunately, the game has deemed the debris from that incident as enough to bring a safety car out. And, I mean, you would think that this is perfectly timed for medium tyre starters, isn't it? Maybe not perfect, but it's pretty good. So I would expect anybody starting on the medium tyres to come in, and quite frankly, anybody that started on the hards I would expect in as well, because they can switch to 2-stopping and go medium from here. Whereas the guys that started on mediums, if they do stick with their medium to soft or soft to medium or whatever they were going to do next, they could potentially go hards and go right the way to the end, I think. But that wouldn't be a particularly quick way of going about it. But yeah, if they stick with a 2-stop of 2 sets of mediums and a set of softs, then they're going to have to extend the other 2 stints out a little bit from what they were expecting to do. So, right, I think, guys, I'm going to leave you with that in a minute, and I'm going to go and grab myself another coffee because it's a long race and I'm out of coffee. HRF1 calendar is out. Excellent, Mr. Well, thank you. Welcome to Operator. He crashed coming in sets of 2 on the left-hander in sets of 2 coming out of there. That is always a little bit dodgy on the old getting on the power. I didn't actually see it. I'm assuming that's where he was crashed anyway, so I'm assuming that it was getting on the power. He's ended up in the wall. But, yeah, it does. It can be a bit dodgy out of that corner, and that's exactly where Josh Godwin has just hit the wall as well. Luckily for him, though, it's not retired him. But the debris from Josh's contact with the wall has brought out the safety car as Davis leaves the session. Davis. Right then, let me just invite Davis back, and then as I said, I'm just going to make myself a quick coffee, guys. I'm going to get on with it because I don't want to miss the restart. So, back in a minute. Okay guys, I'm back, and let's get this race restarted. So this was safety car number 3. I am absolutely gobsmacked to see that the medium guys haven't pitted. I don't really quite understand that. I don't know if anybody else thinks it's looking a bit darker than it was. So, I don't know, are we expecting rain? I wasn't aware we were expecting rain. But it is looking darker. So, well, that could be why the medium guys haven't pitted, because there could be rain on its way. And they don't want to pit now. So away we go once more. Master Spread leads us away from BCFC Matt, Misfits in P3, Ryo 4, Brezza in 5. I think there's been an incident at Centre S, and McClenny has dropped down to the back. The other AlphaTauri, that means we've got an AlphaTauri in P1 and the other AlphaTauri at the back. Incredible. So, Reza and Dylan fighting. So remember, Dylan's tyres are a lot younger. Say a lot younger, it's 7 laps, which in a 100% race isn't the biggest amount of, it's not the biggest gap, but it kind of is at the moment, in the sense of, because always Dylan really pushes his way through there and up into P5. Kind of is because the guys that are on 24 lap old mediums right now, their tyres are at the end of their life. They're not, if you think to a 50% race, you wouldn't really be going more than 16, 17 laps on the mediums. You can push them out a little bit longer, of course you can, but you'd be going about 16, 17, so you're looking 32, 34 on 100%. Obviously we're on lap 26 now, so we're getting towards the end. And even then, that is pushing them out a little bit. That's not ideal, really. I think 30 laps is probably the end of it. Oh, we lost Josh. I hadn't realised that. And that's a shame to lose as brilliant a driver as Josh. Obviously struggled a bit in that Williams. But, that's the price you pay for being fast. When you're driving things like this, you've got to drive in the rubbish cars. That's right. I do like my realistic league that I drive in, the ERC. They have Wednesday league where it's 50% races, and it's done on contracts, so the team bosses sign you for the next 5 races. And Dylan now gets a hide of Ryo. He's absolutely flying up the order, isn't he? So I kind of stuck with him, really. And then the Thursday nights is done on your pace, exactly like this. So, and that's 100% like this is as well. As Big D has a look at the inside of Leo. Leo does his best to defend it. Now, is Leo going to get the DRS here? Because if he does, and he's surely going to get back ahead. Yeah, would be not able to get the move done early enough in the lead up to the Centre S, allowing Leo then to get him back down into turn 4. So that's a little lesson there for Big D, that if you can't get it done earlier in the lead up to the Centre S, just hold off and look to do it into turn 4 instead. So it gives you basically the whole of sector 2 to try and gap them a little bit. Is it actually raining, guys? I can't see any rain on my screen, but yeah, it is. It is raining. I hate to say it though, Daldy, you're a bit early to go on to the intermediates, buddy. It is Brazil. This could go very quickly. Well, Matt's in. Well, maybe they are starting to struggle a little bit, you know. They are being a little bit cautious. I take it back. Daldy, you're doing alright. Although, to be fair, the gap just increased by 10 seconds. He must have had a spin or something for that to happen. Well, Matt is gone into interest as well. He might be the one to watch, so he's got to get on heated up a bit first. It just doesn't look like it's even close to being wet enough yet for them on the screen to me, but really, you can tell visually normally, but ultimately, if you're a driver, it's that you feel it. You don't. It's not the visual what you're seeing; it's what you're feeling when you're turning the car, etc. There's the DRS disabled. This game does, yeah. Spreader continues. I thought we might see that. This game does bring out the DRS disabled a little bit soon sometimes this year. But Dylan's reacted to it, as is Jamsy's. Leo's picked him up himself up a 5-second penalty speed in the pit lane. It does make you wonder why people started on hards. Well, I guess you didn't know exactly when the rain was coming. That's why. They were hoping it's going to be a bit longer. Oh, Leo's. Oh, what a mistake of the maker. He's put a set of mediums on. He's going to have to pit again. Oh, what makes that even worse is the fact that he's picked up a 5-second penalty. Well, look on the bright side, Leo. You're going to get to serve it, I guess. Oh, we've lost Dylan. Dylan, no! Oh, he was having an absolutely superb race. Until now. Where is he? He's over there. Well, that is an absolute first. He was over there, he's disappeared now, but he was over there. And now we've got drive-through penalties popping up all over the place as well. Jamsy's and Leo have both picked one up. Dark Lords on 6 seconds. Drive-throughs for those two. Well, the good news, guys, is that there's still another safety car available after this one. With how this has gone so far, it's likely. It's not a race that is deserved to have what is now a forced safety car in it. There's not been big incidents. There's nothing like that has happened. As Leo, I've got a feeling he might be just coming in to retire because he's just picked himself up another drive-through penalty, so he's now got 2. So, is he saying enough's enough? No, seems to be taking his pit stop. He served the 5 seconds, but say he's got 2 drive-through penalties now. I guess all he can do is, once we restart, take one straight away, take the other the next lap, and then hope for a safety car again to get himself back up to the back of the field. So, what is the weather going to do? Is it going to be... Are we expecting intermediates? Ryle, interestingly, stayed out on his hard tyres leaving this race. Are we expecting the intermediate weather to continue on? Are we expecting it to dry back up? Is that why Ryle stayed out? Because he thinks it's going to dry back up really quickly? No. So, Master Spread will retake the lead of the race. Matt back into P2 and Misfit. And Reza. He's gained a place out of all that, hasn't he? Where's... Oh, it's because of Ryle, isn't it? It was Ryle that had got past Reza earlier on, and then by staying out too long, he's dropped himself down to P12 as it stands right now, and he's about... I think he's going to lose one more. Probably going to be quite tight between him and Dordy Kakat. No, Dordy does go past in the Ferrari, so he drops to P13. So ultimately, that's really cost Ryle a lot of places. So, what a shame to lose Dylan, because he was having what a race he was having. That's a real shame, that one. It's unlucky, Dylan, if you're listening, and very impressed, buddy. So we got just looking down. I don't think the back guys are quite going to catch it in time for this lap, so I think we're going to do another one. It's Janzi's and Leo. Both of those, of course, have drive-throughs. Leo too. Yeah, no. We had one called really late like this. The very first one was called very late, but it's now gone past the pit entry, so we will do this lap and then it will come in the end of this lap, and I would assume... Gosh, you can't serve a drive-through under a safety car. Why are they both pitting? We probably won't get to go to the end of this lap now. I don't know what that was all about. I can only assume they've driven in to serve their drive-throughs. I can't see any reason. They didn't change front wings, did they? So, but at some point the safety car will just come in, whether they catch it at the back or not. But actually, I think they are going to this time. They're already coming through the second of the two left-handers, so. So we're going to get going here at the end of this lap. So there's the confirmation, safety car in this lap. So Spreader will once again lead us away. BCFC, who pitted early, if you remember, and he was the second pitter. Goldie went first and he's gained him a few places. He's up to P12, but so when will he go? He's going to go now. Off he goes to Spreader. If it looks to the inside, but way too far back. So do have one gaining a place here. Spriggs gets ahead of Robbo. I think Robbo's picked up a penalty there as Davis now gets ahead of him as well. Dark Lord. So it's like Robbo's having a slightly tough time adjusting to the inters on the restart. It's usually me, that is. I hate restarts on any tire. So, in terms of leagues, it's currently PRF1, FGR, FGR, PRF1, PRF1, FGR, PRF1, PRF1, FGR, PRF1 now. Well, in fact, they're both PRF1 in a way. And, we've lost 3 FGRs through retirement, two through retirement, 1 through disqualification, and 2 PRF1s through retirement as Robbo continues to fall down. But Jamsies and Leo in for their drive-throughs. I wonder if Leo realises he's got 2 to serve. I've seen it before, somebody picks up 2 and they don't realise they've been given a second one, and they think the game's screwed them out of it by not, you know, they think they've served a drive-through but it's not come off. So we are still there, look, that is a drive-through. So yeah, I just wonder, hopefully Leo realises that he had a second one. I don't think the game's screwed him over, because I've seen that happen before. Somebody's thrown the toys out the pram and then when we looked at the footage back we went, no mate, you picked up 2 drive-throughs. Right, let's go to Big D, who's on the back of Greza here. Davis picks up a penalty. And Big D makes that move. Oh, give me a better angle, please. So, wow, that has meant we've got the two Astons now together on track. Greza goes defensive. Gonna go past me, you're gonna go round the outside. As of course one thing this rain's gonna do, it does make it rather more difficult to make an overtake, no DRS. I guess you could argue it's a bit like more like the old days, where it's a bit more about driver skill in the wet conditions with no DRS. Now anybody can pick up a DRS toe and go flying past the driver on a straight, but in the wet, no DRS, it's a bit more like the old days. You've got to pick up the slipstream. See if Springer can do that here. This one isn't an easy slipstream to pick up because it's a pretty much a continuous curve. And then, as we saw last lap with Greza, basically showed that all he needs to do is move to the inside to defend into turn 4. Just going to go back here because this is a bit close here by the looks of it. So Kenny, he's just got ahead of Davis into P8, whether that was him defending from Davis, but as you can see, these 5 though, well, I never thought I'd ever say this, but it does look a little bit like Greza maybe holding them up a little bit here. Maybe struggling a little bit, but it can always be, of course, it's people set their cars up in different ways, so you're bound to have a change when the rain comes. Those that are performing particularly well in the dry may not perform as well in the wet, and vice versa. Or in my case, didn't perform particularly well in the dry and performed even worse in the wet. That's how it usually goes for me. So, Dark Lord takes the long way round. He's gonna... And he tries to defend it. Still side by side. As they head up now to the right-hander. So Dark Lord, there's a little bit of argy-bargy going on. And in the end, Dark Lord seems to be happy to just foul him behind. I think that was probably sensible. Oh, he's had a little touch there. He's not caught his brakes in time. He's had a little touch on the back of the AlphaTauri. I don't think that it's caused any damage to either car. As Davis goes up the inside of Dark Lord. Yeah, no end plates missing there on that Merc. So, tell you what, how close has this been throughout? The qualifying was easily the closest qualifying session I've ever seen. And the race is well, we've had to watch the race between the safety cars kind of thing, but it's when we have been racing, it's been superb all the way through. Plenty going on. As this time, it does get the run. Did pick up the toe. Can he exit better though than Greza? He's just going to hold this. And he's going to have the inside look. So Greza, I think, is going to have to foul in behind his fellow Aston Martin driver. Of course, in an actual league race, you'd usually have those two in the same car working together rather than fighting each other. But is it being one from each league in the same car, everybody is effectively fighting everybody this race. Haven't really seen any instances of two leagues working together. I think there may have been a little bit with Big D getting past Greza earlier on, but oh, his spreader is into the pits. Now I'm wondering, is this a switch back to Slicks? It's not the only one. Yeah, we're going back to Slicks, I believe. Wow, so we've got a downpour in the middle of the race and we're going back to slick tyres. Now others are carried on round, so who's got it right? Because it's going to be so important. If these two have got it wrong and they've, well, sorry, 3, 4 have got it wrong and they've sprung a little bit early, they're going to really hurt. We'll have to see. Just run on board here to try and get an idea what it's like at the moment, and my suspicion is that these guys have done this at the absolute correct time. The gap's staying level. It's not coming down, it's not going up, it's staying at 5.7 seconds between Spreader and Daldy. Now it's beginning to come down, so yeah, I think you could say it either way actually. It may have been a lap early, it may not have been. I think it was pretty, I don't think it mattered too much, let's put it that way. So, Spreader's on his way, missed it. Still away from the line, so, well, they're all going to go past him, so no, you've got to say that the guys that pitted first pitted correctly. As DRS is enabled once more. I must admit, I thought Big D was going to get past this bit there, but didn't, so so everybody back onto slicks in a way, so at least everybody's on the correct tyres now. As you can see, the top 8 have gone on to mediums. That's to do the rest of the race. They don't intend on pitting again. I'm a little bit surprised to see 3 drivers onto softs, unless for some reason they didn't have any fresh mediums. Even then I'd have gone on to a set of hards over softs, because they will have to pit again. There's no way they're doing 32 laps on soft tyres, whereas the guys on the mediums are going to the end surely. I'll be pushing them out, mine. It's not, they're not designed to be doing 32 laps, the mediums, but it's not that much over what they should be doing, so I think they should be able to get away with it pretty easily. Let's have a look here, see if Rainey Startlord picks himself up a pen. So of course Davis had the DRS as well off of Greza. I mean, if anyone, I would say that Greza's probably got to be the happiest guy on the track that's gone back to dry, because he was, well, him and Robbo were both really struggling in the wet conditions, so, or at least it seemed like that. So we made it a bit different for the race in a way, to have a little downpour. It certainly happens in Brazil, doesn't it? Although actually no, over the years I think in the races I've watched at Brazil, which is basically every year since 1991, when it rains in Brazil, it's like an absolute it is like a monsoon. It just comes down, and in fact these days I've seen some races here that these days they wouldn't even race it. I think, as we saw Davis get ahead of Greza, then he gets a run on him as well. I'm not too sure what's going on with Greza. I mean, I know he's in an Aston Martin, so, you know, he just seems to be struggling a bit. since that rain started, even though we're back on slicks, he still seems to be struggling a tad. And see that Atkins has joined the back of this on the soft tyres. He's using his advantage at the moment to get onto the back of these guys, but of course with 3 of them in a row, it's going to be one thing catching them, it's going to be quite another getting past them. Briggs and... goodness, oh, that's better. Spriggs and Big D side by side. We're heading down to turn 4. It looks like Spriggs has got the DRS, and he's gets ahead of Big D early enough that he can pull over and take the correct racing line into turn 4. So up into P4 now, racing very nicely as Spriggs. I'm just going to go to our 2 leaders because the gap at one point had grown, but Matt has really closed it down. And, Spreader's still got a nice amount of energy. And like I said earlier on, this Alpha Tauri is a really decent car in a straight line, so... if I know Spreader, I wouldn't be too shocked to find out that he's set up with a low wing to make himself really difficult to overtake. The story of this race in Spreader's terms is quite simply he's qualified... was it 4th he qualified or 5th? I can't remember, but he started on the mediums and just like he does every week in PRF1, he absolutely flew off the line. Was P1 before they reached the centre S. And it's led ever since, basically, almost every lap. It's led every race lap. The only laps he's not led have been under safety car, when he pitted for intermediates and one driver stayed out. Ryle stayed out on hards, but then realised he had to come in before the end of the safety car, so it just looks like that's grown a little bit again. So what else have we got going on right now? Yeah, Grez has dropped down to 9th now. Like, I won't be too worried about Atkins because he's got penalty and he's got a pit, whereas Grez will be looking to go to the end. But my only assumption is that Grez has maybe picked up some damage that we can't see, i.e. underbody damage or whatever. As oh, so what happens with Matt? So it must have happened to him. He must have spun or something. Oh, he's come round again. Oh, that's annoying for him. He was doing so well. Oh, now he's got to navigate the rest of sector 2 with tyres that are probably so hot right now. It's going to take him, it'd be this one, wouldn't it? It's, yeah. Hopefully then he's got them cooled down enough that he can continue on. But just see if he peels off. Whoa, okay. The overspeed. Wow. It's huge. He's coming under attack from the Ferrari as well. And he's going to get DRS. Is he going to be able to come back or not? He is. He goes to the outside, he have a little touch. Oh. Oh dear. Bit of bumper cars. Oh, that's brave. Very brave. Dark Lord's still there, and Dark Lord will have the inside as we have a little touch again. Oh, terrible angle. Now, of course. Oh, and this time there's contact that takes them both out. Round, and to be fair to Dark Lord, it didn't look like he had much room on the exit there, but I can't say that for definite. We didn't exactly have the best view of that. And I think Matt is maybe in a place of some frustration at the moment. So, Ryo, then on the back of Dodi Kaka. Dark Lord has picked up some damage in that incident, which would make sense. It was his front wing that was hit, so he's gone on to medium tyres. And well, they're 8-lap old medium tyres, but they're still taken to the end because, funny enough, that's the length. The other guys that are on medium tyres are all done on theirs now, so he's fine to go to the end. I think. No, it wasn't Dark Lord. Who was? Oh, that was Matt. Ryo has another look then at Dodi. It's going to be close enough here. So, playing McClenny gets past Atkins for P5, but further up. The guys that pitted to softs that haven't yet changed, they are going to begin to struggle on their tyres soon. Matt comes in the end and gets rid of those medium tyres that he was on, and goes on to hards. I think surely this time, didn't he? So that's a bit better. I go around the outside. He ran really wide there, but oh, and there's a bit of contact. And well, I'm not going to comment on it. It doesn't matter anyway. It's a fun race, so. I think that would likely go down as a racing incident by stewards, but it doesn't matter in a way. Like I say, it's a fun race, so just move on. Let's have a quick look now and take a look at how people have actually done from the start of the race. So, Spreader being P1 is up 3 places, so it was 4th he qualified. Misfit's actually where he qualified in P2. Spriggs is up a couple of places. Big D is certainly the standout in that department, up 15 places into 4th. And up 4 places from McClenny. And Atkins up 12. Rez is up the 1. Davis up 6. Robbo up 2. Daldy up 10. Jamsy's up 1. And then you got Ryo down 9. Leo down 3. Dark Lord up 1. And Matt, unfortunately, down 14. Dark Lord picks up a pen. Two different stories, really. FGR dominated the qualifying, and that single lap pace was astonishing, quite frankly. And then the race has gone the other way, but that's sort of looking at it if you want to look at it from a league versus league perspective. But that's not what this race isn't a league versus league race. It's just two leagues combining to make it to have one race sort of thing. It's not actually a league versus league. And that was nice from McClenny there, a little switch back. Lights flashing all over the place at the moment. Use that energy up. So let me just switch back to the tyres, because just looking at these soft guys, and I think Atkins and Doherty are coming up to a point they may as well pit, because well, I don't know if they've got two sets of softs left to be able to do a double soft stint, but if they can, then I guess we're going to be looking at them pitting in about 3-4 laps time. But, otherwise, if they're going to fresh mediums, you may as well pit, because the softs ain't running in their full capacity at the moment, and the mediums will last a lot better than 20 laps. This is all getting a bit close now. Sorry, let's get rid of that off the screen. Greza looks... Can he get two? He can. He does. Or if there was a little bit of Atkins letting him through there, but I don't know if it was that. I'm not sure. But very nice from Greza. Makes up 2 places. Seizes the opportunity. And so all you can do, seize the opportunities when they come your way, particularly when you're driving a Aston Martin. I have to say that the bottom cars this year's game, as we've got a spinner there, I think that was Leo, sets of 2. But the bottom cars, so the Williams and the Aston Martin, are the bottom 2 cars, and they've both got their own problems really, and strengths. But the actual order would be that the Williams is supposedly the worst car. But mind you, I believe there's still one more update to go, and I would imagine that Williams, going by how the actual real-life races ended, I would suspect that Williams is going to get some sort of top speed boost, so it may change a little bit. Williams was actually exceptionally quick straight line in the later races in real life, weren't they? So there's a battle going on down here between Jamsies and Royal. But yeah, actually this season the gap difference between the top cars and the bottom cars is smaller than it ever has been, I think. If you look at last season, the top cars to the Haas, oh my goodness, it was huge. It's like 3 seconds or something, 3.5 seconds. This season, a difference between the Ferrari, which is the selected top car, well, I think if you actually look, the Ferrari and the Red Bull performance line, the meter, is actually identical. So, but they have Ferrari as the top cars. So, the actual difference between that and the Williams is about 1.5 seconds a lap, and or sorry, I should say that that's the difference between the Williams and the equal performance car. So I'm not sure what the equal performance car is really based on, what would be levels to that, but so giving us a nice little battle in a way. Spiral now back in front. Reach going into the real later stages of the race now. It's only the 2 soft drivers expected to pit now. and that should be anytime soon. And I can only assume that they're going to go to another set of softs. Yeah, in fact, there's Davis now. He's into the pits. So, I've lost him. Where's he? Sorry, I said Davis, didn't I? Atkins even, not Davis. My apologies. And so, yeah, onto a fresh set of soft tyres. And he's going to exit the pits where he is now in P12. Nobody else coming down that's going to get past him. So, well, if you're down in P12, there is a certain nice feeling when you come out the pits, knowing full well you're going on to your final stint. It's going to be on a beautiful, brand new set of softs. They're going to take you all the way to the end of the race. And the only direction you're going in terms of your position is forward, because nobody's going to compete with a fresh set of softs at this stage of the race. So, I'm going to assume that Dodi Kaka is going to follow suit. There's no real advantage in him staying out here. Could maybe do 1 or 2 more laps as he's within DRS of the car ahead, but so there's no real advantage to him doing that. When he does pit, Dodi's going to drop down back behind Atkins. I think it will be pretty close actually to Leo in P13, who's gaining time at the moment, so Dodi won't want to leave it too long to have a chance of coming out ahead of him. But obviously he's going to come out of fresh sauce and be able to attack the back, you would have thought, from that. Sorry, of Leo. Actually, I'm just taking another look. And, no, actually, I think Leo's probably well out of shot. But, sticking with this, by the way, because if you look at the rest of the gaps, McClenny on the back of Grez is the only other one within a second, and they're not actually really battling. It's very much like this one, really. So, is it this lap for Dodi? No, it's going to continue on another one. So, you have to say, it's a bit early to really to be talking about winners here, but Spreader. In fact, I actually called it when I was in qualifying with Big D. We did say, or I did say that, having watched Spreader and commentated on his races now for a long time, I think Spreader would admit he's not the fastest single lap qualifier, but his race pace is something else, and to dominate the race the way he has, obviously getting off the line the way he did and taking P1 into turn 1 was obviously extremely important, but to then dominate the race the way he has in an Alpha Tauri is pretty special, to be honest. It's just the way he's dominated. He's been under a lot of pressure for the vast majority of this race, to be fair, and he's just got on with it. He's not allowed that to get to him. As Dodi Kaka finally then does come into the pits, and again, presumably, we'll stick another set of soft tyres on. Yeah, so on to fresh softs he goes as Atkins gets the most out of his fresh softs and sticks in the fastest lap of the race. About half a second quicker than the previous fastest, so there we have it. And yeah, well, it actually was close. I was right in the first place. It is close between these two, look, on the pit exit. So Leo will be smelling the chance of an overtake suddenly coming to him here, but then he glances up and see, oh god, he's got fresh softs on. So he's got about half a lap to make an overtake before the softs kick in properly. And you would assume that you see this Ferrari go bye-bye at that stage. Oh, I miss him, I. My apologies, but we do miss. McClenny gets past Greza for P5. He's on the main straight and going into the centre S. He's made that move. Greza's going to get DRS back here. But wasn't close enough to make a move. Every time I looked up at the gap between these two, it was like 9 tenths every time. And I don't look at the gap for a little bit, and there's an overtake. Unbelievable. So, at a moment in the one further down, Leo still very much on the back of the Ferrari. Doherty. Doherty's not quite got into the rhythm yet on those softs. And now it looks like Doherty's got into that rhythm now, as the gap suddenly goes up 6 tenths. I think Spreader can keep close. I think this is probably our only other battle now. Well, we've got one developing actually down at the very back as Matt is gradually creeping up onto the back of Dark Lord. He's just lost a few tenths, but it's come from a little way back to get that close. So, other than that, we have gapped out a little bit now. Just to be expected. It's a 71 lap race. You've got to expect at some point that we're going to spread out a little bit. I'm trying to watch this while keeping an eye on the gap down at the back as well. So. I think. Has he got DRS? Yeah, he's still got DRS. He's still hanging in there. Fair, Greta. Still got a real decent amount of DRS. Whereas Plenty very much very low on DRS, currently 14%, but of course go up through that corner, and then from here pretty much it only goes down, so it doesn't last long. By the time you get up to the straight, it's really low. Yeah, sorry, by the time you reach the center S, it's going to be really low again. So I think there may be an element here of Greza biding his time. You see the red light keep coming back on for McClenny. We're at the stage of a race now where Greza can sort of say to himself, right, that's my target. My target is P5 and the driver ahead of me. Can purely work on how I'm going to get past him before the end of the race and back past him. It looks to me like Greza's decided that the way he's going to do that is by saving his energy. And I would assume go on a pretty flat out attack for the last 3 or 4 laps, I would assume. So let's get down to the guys at the back now. Dark Lord and Matt. Matt, who doesn't deserve to be down at the back at all, he drove a superb race. So at least he's going to get one more battle. They did, of course, have contacts earlier in the race, these two. It's not worry about that now, and On as there is a yellow flag, and it's Robbo. It's at the centre S. And he gets himself back round and starts going again. And it's brought out a safety car. It's brought out what would be our final safety car, our fifth and final safety car. Presuming it's 5 in a 100% race. Well. Oh my goodness me. Spreader. Spreader, spreader, spreader. What do you do? Does he pit? Does he not? Well, he does. So surely somebody behind him is going to take the opportunity to take the lead of the race. And yeah, Misfit's going to... It's going to depend a bit for Misfit here, how many behind him pit, because if Spreader is the car directly behind him, yeah, so Spreader's going to come out in P2, isn't he? McClenny's carried on as well, but he's not going to get past Spreader, so... Well, unfortunately, Misfit. Nobody else close enough opted to stay out, so Spreader is going to be on brand new fresh softs directly behind you with your 24 lap mediums. I would think that that's not going to take long. It's also the fact that Misfit's got a penalty, so I'm a little bit unsure why he decided to stay out, but anybody going on to fresh tyres is going to be able to stay on the back of him. Lovely row of penalties down here. 3 seconds, 6, 6, 3, 3, 3, 3, 15. Matt opted to nick himself a few places under that safety car as well. Staying out. He's got a couple of drivers ahead. They've got 6 seconds. So here's 3. So they're potential targets for him to be able to make up a couple of places, and he deserves, at the very least, Matt deserves to get a top 10. So what lap are we now? 65 or 71. So plenty of time yet for a safety car, but some that... Now, just looking down Dark... Yeah, I think that's going to Misfits. I think Misfits must have let Dark Lord through, unless Dark Lord just about nips ahead of him on... No, he couldn't have. No, Misfits must have let him through, I'm sure of it. Well, I'm not sure of it. I'd say it's about 50-50, but I think he must have done. Which is very cool. Off Misfits. And, well, taking a look at the penalties, but to take a look at the tyres, so you've got driver stayed out on more mediums, fresh softs. Driver stayed out on more mediums, fresh softs. Driver stayed out on more mediums, fresh softs, fresh softs. I wonder how long it would take for these guys to all, for this to become fresh softs, fresh softs, fresh softs. Or if it will. We all play the game, we all know just how big an advantage these fresh soft guys have got now. It's very hard to imagine that the guys on the worn mediums are going to be able to fight them off. And you would assume that the safety car is going to come in the end of this lap as Atkins takes an additional pit stop. And goes to a fresh set of mediums now. I'm not sure the safety car will do another lap. I think Atkins may need to rush round here because I'm not sure. We might be at the limit of laps that this safety car can do. So it may be coming in the end of this lap regardless. I'm not sure. So looking where Atkins is already caught up to, I think he's going to be on the back in a way by the time they actually go again. He's fully aware actually of the fact that it could well come in. I'd expect it to have been called by now though if it was going to, but it's going there's the call, but that is because Atkins has actually gotten to the back of it. So right. Well, we're getting ready to go again. It's going to be a 5-lap sprint to the end. So after all this, it comes down to a 5-lapper. As Spriggs straight away, clearly setting out his intentions to McClenny. Oh, hello. Ryer. Well, can you believe this? Ryer, you cheeky little devil, having a little go with his worn medium tyres to get past Spriggs, but ultimately Spriggs with the fresh sauce. Too much traction coming out of the left-hander on the outside. But Jammies gets up a place, makes one up on Dordy Kaka, and there's Spriggs. The outside, oh dear, oh no, that was me having a little bit of lag there. So Spriggs is up, and he's going to see if he can go after Master Spread. Well, Master Spread has picked up a penalty, so he gets past and into the lead, but he's picked up a penalty, which surely means that Spriggs has just gone favourite. Oh, if you're Spriggs now, I wonder if they're in a chat together, Spriggs and Misfit. Oh, do FGR proud, son. Gap is 2.35 seconds. It's got to stay within 3. Got a couple of things going on. Atkins and Robbo having a little battle. Atkins is getting that place on his fresh mediums he's on, isn't he? So the only fresh tyres he had left. PRF is now enabled. The gap at the moment is 2.5 seconds between Spreader and Spriggs. Spreader and Spriggs. Start double act. Spreader and Spriggs, Spreader and Spriggs. Tight fighting. Spreader's going to be bombing it, absolutely bombing it, trying to get this gap up. It would almost be criminal if Spreader doesn't win this race, quite honestly. He's dominated the whole thing. These were a late safety car and a 3-second penalty so late on. It could be being nicked away from him. Well, Spriggs has got the benefit of DRS. And that is going to make it nigh on impossible, you would think, for Spreader to create the gap that he needs. Unless Misfits comes into play. Now, does Misfits let him through? Surely he's going to let his league teammate through. he's not. Oh, Greza. Corner cut in. Gained a place through corner cut in lap. Turn 1. Picks up 5 seconds. Well, this Fitz is not in any rush to get out of the way. As I said, I've mentioned it a few times throughout the commentary, it's not actually a league versus league race, so there's no actual reason why Misfits will get out of the way. This could be so tight. If I notice, okay, Spreader's gaining now, and it's about 3.4-ish. But if Spriggs gets the move done here with having that DRS all the way up the straight, it's going to really reduce it. He needs to get past. Oh, hello. Big D's arrived from absolutely nowhere and takes the place off of Spriggs. That's unbelievable. So now Big D sticks his Big A in the way of Spriggs. And you would think now that that means, all being well, that Spreader is going to take victory, I think. But should go to the leader really for the last part of the race, but this is so close. Big D wants P2 because that would actually give him a podium. I don't think McClenny is close. Actually, McClenny might get promoted up here. Look at this on the line! Who got it? Spriggs obviously gets the place. It's giving it McClenny. The gap is 27 thousandths. Congratulations to Spreader, who does win the race. Spriggs takes P2. McClenny P3. So yeah, he did get promoted all the way up to a podium there, McClenny. Well done, McClenny. Big D P4. Superb race from you. And you've got to get the Driver of the Day award, I think, as well. Misfits 12 thousandths of a second by Big D. Oh my goodness me. Ryer, I'll confirm the rest in a second, but my word, that was close. Yeah, again gives Driver of the Day to Big D, and I think I agree with that. It's got to be given to him. Coming from 19th on the grid to finish on the podium. Superb. Well, no, sorry, I apologise. He doesn't finish on the podium. He finishes P4 due to a penalty. And McClenny obviously was promoted up. Both AlphaTauris on the podium. That's not a podium you get to see very often, is it? AlphaTauri, Aston Martin, AlphaTauri. That's the way these races tend to go. And we love it because of that. Absolutely love it. This is the bit where all the boys go, oh my god, I'm in so much pain, or I'm dripping with sweat, or I'm my hands are hurting, my legs are hurting, I'm stuck in my seat, I can't get out. All that sort of thing. Call for help. Big D takes fastest lap as well with a 1:10.704, but to confirm then, our two Jamaicans apparently, Spreader and Spriggs, P1, P2, McClenny, P3, for Portugal, Big D P4, Misfits P5, Ryer P6, Jamsey 7, Greza dropped to 8th in the end with his 6 seconds. 8 seconds actually, I think it was. BCFC Matt in the end finished P9. I'm glad he got a top 10, he deserved it. Davis P10, Dodi Kaka P11, Robbo P12. Leo in P13, Atkins 14, Dartlord 15, with Dylan, Josh, Operator, Nick, and Paul Piddy being, well, Paul Piddy's case, unfortunately, a disqualification, but the others, retirements. Sorry, I didn't get to go through the incidents, but, well, that was enjoyable. I thoroughly enjoyed every minute of that. That was great. The qualifying was insanely close. A shame to get the 5 safety cars, but I've got a feeling that the safety car was on the right. That wasn't on reduced. That must have been on standard. I would absolutely love to see us do more of this, guys. It was absolutely brilliant. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Whether it's always 100% race or whether we do 50% or whatever, I don't mind. But I'd love for us to do more of this. But definitely set the safety car to reduce, please. The reduced setting is the most realistic setting. So please do that. What else have we got? Here's some comments. Phew, that was tough. It definitely was. It looked like it. It felt like it was tough from my point of view. Amazing race. Need to get the next. Yeah, I agree, Maya. I hope we do more of that. I enjoyed that. Um, when a month be awesome. Yeah, I'm on board with that. I guess it's the night, isn't it? Because PRF1 would usually be racing a Friday night, but of course it's yeah, it'd be sorting something out that's ideal for everyone. Um, oh, you're right, Earl. Excellent, thank you. I was wondering who you were. Excellent, cool. All right, and guys. Well, look, I'll say it again. I really enjoyed that. That was good fun, and I hope you guys did, and I hope whoever watches the stream back that you enjoy the race. Um, Thanks to the people that kept me company throughout the race and those that stayed with me live. But also a big thanks to anybody that watches the race back. We really appreciate it. Um, for myself, this was a sort of a one-off stream for the race between the two leagues, but usually I'd be doing PRF1 in a way on the Friday night, so we'll be back after Christmas, New Year. All my leagues are all on their break now for Christmas, New Year, so I'm not exactly sure when my next live stream's going to be, but it will be very early in the new year. Um, so please stick with us to that. I've got leagues starting in the new year. I've got leagues that are continuing their seasons. So please, just remember, I usually stream on Tuesday nights 8 p.m. for WAOF1. I stream 8:30 p.m. Friday nights for PRF1, and I stream 6 p.m. on Sundays for WRL. 8 p.m. on Sundays for HRF1, and I'm pretty sure it's someone else that I've completely forgotten about, but there are other possibilities that I'll be doing more as well, but they're not confirmed yet, so we'll see if they come up. But anyway, guys, you'll see me pop up on your phones or whatever, so please come and give me a shout, or if you have any streams you'd like doing, by all means give me a shout, but just bear in mind, I do race out on the nights I'm not commentating, I'm racing, so but if I'm ever available and you've got something you want covering, I'm always happy to cover it if I'm available. All right. Anyway, guys, thank you ever so much. I really enjoyed it. I hope the drivers did and anybody watching. Other than that, we'll see you next time. Good night. God bless. Enjoy your weekends. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.